Some big environmental news this week. An Oregon court ruled against the state's signature climate program. It's named the Climate Protection Program and was put in place in late 2021 to gradually reduce greenhouse gas emissions from the state's biggest polluters. But after just a few months, the state's largest natural gas utilities filed a lawsuit to try and block it. Yesterday, a court ruled the program is invalid, but not for the reasons the utilities had argued. Environmental reporter Cale Williams explains.
You know, it's an unfortunate hiccup.
That's Jana Gastelum, executive director of the Oregon Environmental Council. And they're one of the parties arguing the Climate Protection Program should stay in place. The program aims to cut greenhouse gas emissions in the state by 90% by 2050. It's one of the most aggressive climate plans in the country. In 2022, gas utilities and industry groups sued to block the plan, saying the state didn't have the authority to implement it. On Wednesday, the Oregon Court of Appeals ruled the program was invalid because of an administrative error.
Really, it was about a procedural and technical issue. It's not really about the merits of the program. And so we're confident that things can be remedied. We just don't want to see too much delay.
Northwest Natural was one of the utilities trying to block the plan. In a statement, their spokesman David Roy said, "We are pleased with the court's decision, and we think it is an important step forward in being able to constructively address climate change. We believe in effective climate policy and remain committed to moving toward a low-carbon energy future." But Gastelum, she said those kinds of statements don't reflect the reality of the situation.
On one hand, they're claiming that they want to be supportive of climate programs. And then behind the scenes, they're constantly trying to undermine or delay progress. And that's not helpful for moving Oregon forward.
The folks at the Department of Environmental Quality, who oversee the plan, see this as more of a speed bump than a dead end. In a statement, the agency said they were disappointed with the ruling, but DEQ is confident the Environmental Quality Commission has authority to adopt and enforce the Climate Protection Program. And this does not deter us from developing climate programs that move Oregon towards meeting its climate goals. The biggest outcome of Wednesday's ruling could potentially be a delay in the program. And Gastelum, she said there's no time to waste.
This is the decisive decade for climate action. Any amount of delay keeps adding that pollution into the atmosphere.
Cale Williams, KGW News.
Thank you, Cale. The state has until the end of January to appeal, and the plan remains in effect at least until then. The state is working with the Department of Justice to figure out what their next move will be. And the bigger question of whether the state has the authority to implement the plan, well, that's still in front of the court and could be decided in the coming months.